Hi, this is the Business Guy coming to you from my garage. And the reason I'm in my garage is I grew up, my father worked for the government. We were very middle class. And I remember laying on my back on the floor of the garage, holding a flashlight for my dad while he was turning a wrench and cussing. That's how I grew up. We didn't have much money. He'd yell at me if I left the water on too long. And that's all I knew. He was just a government worker and we struggled to get along financially. So what I did when I was younger is I started reading books by successful people. I got around wealthy people. I remember reading a book called Titan, and it was about John D. Rockefeller. They say he is the wealthiest man that ever lived in the United States in history if you adjust for inflation. I read Sam Walton's Made in America. He was the wealthiest man at the time when I read the book before he passed away. And I also found myself some mentors. I decided I did not want to be an adult laying on my back underneath a car twisting a wrench. I want to hire an expert to do that. And I didn't want to struggle financially like my family did when I was growing up. Look, when we bought this house, it had one of these pegboards, so I put my tools up there. Kind of cool, isn't it? It's not that I use them much. I usually hire people to do those kind of things, but I think it looks kind of cool, doesn't it? This is my backyard here. I started a business, started doing well financially, got some really, really great people I worked with. Some employees on our team are just incredible people, really good, honest people who I really, really trust. Hard workers, really, really good people. And we build a business together, all of us. So now I wake up in the morning, have breakfast, and this is what I look at. I look at the yachts outside. And this dock isn't a community dock. This is actually my dock. I own it. From here, from there, all the way to here. It's about a 208-foot dock. We measured all the way across. I got my kayaks over there. Oh yeah, and speaking of the garage, another cool thing about the cars in the garage, no payments. I don't use debt. That's the big thing. So let's talk about the 6 steps to achieve financial freedom. So anyway, I started reading books. I read books by Dave Ramsey, by Anthony Robbins, Earl Nightingale. I got the 6 cassette, back when cassettes were a thing, audio program by James Rohn. He was actually the mentor, the guy who brought Anthony Robbins into the business. And I listened to that thing 72 times and incorporated that in my brain. I started applying it in my business. And I developed this philosophy, along with Dave Ramsey and also a combination of my own experience, to achieve financial success. As a result, I have a great business. I live in a multi-million-dollar home. And like I say, when I buy things, I don't use debt to buy them. So step number 1 is set $1,000 aside. That way, when anything comes along, any big catastrophe, like you need to change a tire, your engine has a problem, you have a little bit of money, you don't have to go into debt to pay for it. Step number 2 is pay off all your debt. It's funny, when I talk about being debt-free, a lot of the poor people get on the comment section and say, well, there's good debt and there's bad debt. No, it's all bad debt. There's no good debt. There's nothing that's good about debt. I know some people can use it to buy a building and use leverage. Okay, maybe that's fine in some cases. But they did a big survey of millionaires, and what they found is most of them hate debt. Like 95% hate debt, are against it, don't borrow money. So pay off all your debt. That'll give you financial freedom to not have outgo every month. So many people say,
I live paycheck to paycheck.
Well, why in the heck are you? You don't have to. And most people live paycheck to paycheck because they have monthly payments. They got suckered into car payments. It's the bane of the middle class. Car payments and life insurance are the 2 things to eliminate in your life. Term insurance is fine, but whole life insurance is absolute pure garbage. Term insurance is fine. Now, when you pay off all of your debt, and I got this from Dave Ramsey because I think his philosophy is incredible, regardless of the interest rate, pay the smallest debt first. And the reason is what it does to you psychologically. If you pay off the smallest debt first and use that payment to roll in the next larger debt, you pay off that next debt faster, and it gives you the reward. It gives you that dopamine rush to reward you because you've accomplished something. So step 1, save $1,000. Step 2, pay off all of your debt except for your mortgage. Step number 3 is give yourself a safety net. What I highly recommend is set aside 3 to 6 months. 3 months if you have a steady paying job, and that's the type of career that you're in. 6 months if you're in a profession like sales, where sometimes your income fluctuates a little bit. So 3 months if you have a steady paying salary, and 6 months if you're in sales and your income varies up and down. So why do you do that? The reason why you do that is if there's a job loss or you suffer some kind of financial setback, you never have to go back to number 2 again and borrow money. It prevents you from borrowing more money and digging a hole for your life. Step 4, 5, and 6, they go together. Step 4 is to invest 15 to 20% of your income in a retirement fund. That could be a 401k, number 1. That can be an IRA, number 2, or that can be savings, number 3. So max out your 401k, max out your IRA if you can. Then once you've maxed those out, set more aside. The goal here is to be able to come to work because you want to and not because you have to. So one day you'll be able to live off of the income that your investments produce. Once you've done that, and the other things on the list here, you've achieved financial freedom. Step 5, if you have kids or you're going to have kids, set a little bit aside for your children's college fund. There are different state programs. In Florida, for example, they have this program where you set a little bit aside as the kids are growing. And once you've set that much aside in the college program, that provides enough to pay for a child's college. Step 6 is to pay off your home early. You want to be debt-free. At least by 60, you want to be totally debt-free. In fact, Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary says that as well. You want to be debt-free by 60 years old at the latest. So step 6 is to pay off your home early. And once you have that accomplished, then you have all this income coming in. You won't have any payments, and you'll be able to sock enough aside to build tremendous wealth and to be able to help other people, to be able to give, to be able to do nice things for others, whether that's family members, for the community, for people in need, to offer mentoring. Once you don't have to worry about yourself anymore, now you have free time, free money to be able to help other people. So those are the 7 steps to achieve financial freedom. Please like, subscribe, share this video. I want to see you again. You can also follow me on Instagram. We have a TikTok account. We have a Facebook account. So subscribe here, follow me there because I want to see you again. This is The Business Guy.